is someone who has shown us from the very beginning of the season that he's the guy to get shit done and get shit done right, and whenever Raquel wants something done, Lou is a go-to guy. But ever since episode 2, you can sense that he hasn't quite been the same, and it's been a mixture of influences from a few directions, with D-Wiz's death, Jessica trying to push him into the life of music, and him clearly telling us that he doesn't want to end up dead or in jail because of Marvin's irresponsible ways. But is Lulu's fate already sealed? Especially because we've seen this play out before when someone tries to leave the game for something legit, a dream, something that isn't real, and they kept being pulled back into the streets by something or someone, because at the end of the day, once you're in the game, then there is no leaving, and it's just a matter of whether you end up dead or in jail. In Tariq's case, he said he has a third option, but that's a story for another day. So in this video, we're going to look at the downfall of Lulu and whether he could suffer the same fate as Ghost, because there were a lot of similarities between his story and Ghost in Power. So we're going to look at both, of course, but if you are new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 3 and Power Universe related. But let's talk about Ghost first, because everything we go through will have some resemblance to what we're now seeing through Lulu. So we're going to rewind it back to some events that took place in Power, because Ghost was someone who from the very beginning showed us that he wanted out of the game. He had a conversation with Tommy in episode 1 where he said he wanted more from Truth. He told Tommy that it could be their retirement plan, but Tommy is someone who lives and dies by the street, and he just laughed off Ghost's visions and plans, and he got the same answer from Tasha too. She told him that she had a vision of him being the biggest goddamn drug dealer in New York City. But throughout Power, we saw Ghost trying to use Truth and expand his club business and use it as a way out of the game. He aspired to have the same wealth and power as someone like Simon Stern. He even took money to open the club without telling Tasha, to try and fund his dream, creating an escape plan, because he said that he didn't know any old wrinkled drug dealers because they were either dead or inside. And they are two similar situations with Lulu, which I'm going to go through in just a moment. But the life Ghost wanted was just a fairy tale that he lived with Angela. Tasha shared some home truths with Ghost in this conversation in season 4. She told him that he was living a life with Angela, which was basically just a fairy tale, and the life that he had with Tasha was real. And I do agree, Ghost lived a double life throughout Power, where he lived a life with Tommy and Tasha, which he grew up with, a life that he could never leave. But this life with Angela was just a dream. It was something that was never going to happen, because Ghost's past always had a way of catching up with him, just like how we let Maria Suarez go in season 1. She came back seasons later to almost testify against Ghost if it wasn't for Tommy, and he spoke to Tariq and told him that he had to kill Breeze because he was in the way of his future, and this also caught up with Ghost because he was in the way of Tariq's future now, which is why Tariq had to be the one to kill him. But we saw Ghost trying to leave the drug business behind at the beginning of season 3, where he entered as a legit businessman, a stark contrast to how he entered Truth at the very beginning of Power, and he was able to do so because he got rid of everybody that knew him as Ghost. He killed the Serb, he killed Drifty, and got rid of Ruiz, so he and Tommy could go their separate ways and live their lives, so he thought anyway. But that's just a brief history lesson on Ghost, and I'm going to come back to a few more moments later on in this video, but let's bring it back to the timeline of raising Kanan in 1991 and how Lulu clearly wants out of the game. His character description told us that he has big dreams of a future beyond the family business, so we're going to refer to the last part of his character description at the end of the video. But very similar to Ghost, he seems like he wants out of the game, but his avenue is through the music business. And what was a real pivotal moment for Lulu was what we saw in episode 2, and how he was tasked to deal with D-Wiz after the problems he and Kanan caused with killing Buck 20. You can tell that this is a death that affected him, and a kill that he never wanted to make, just like how Ghost never really wanted to kill Roller, and how the death of Roller affected him, with him turning to alcohol and drinking soon after he killed a boy that he raised in the streets. Ghost was tasked with killing Roller by Tommy because he thought he was the one who was hitting their organization from the inside, and Ghost was also too trusting in Kanan. But two deaths with Roller and D-Wiz, which clearly affected both of them. But something we haven't actually seen the aftermath of is Kanan finding out that his uncle Lulu was the one who killed D-Wiz. I do think this is something that they will revisit at some point, because Jukebox knows so many secrets that Kanan doesn't, and this is one of them. Kanan clearly knows that his mom had something to do with D-Wiz's death, and he gave her this look at the end of episode 3, and it is just a matter of time before he does find out. And I do think this is something that we'll see between Lulu and Marvin, because we haven't really seen them connect yet. But coming back to Lulu, he is someone who doesn't want to end up dead or in jail because he knows there are only 2 roads for drug dealers. He told Marvin in episode 5, just before they had their little scrap, he doesn't want to end up dead or in jail because of his stupidness, and the music business is his big dream, beyond the family business. Something that Jessica is pushing him and urging him to do, telling him that if he does what he does with the drug business, he can apply the same sort of passion to music, just like how Angela used to push Ghost into believing that he could do anything he set his mind to with the club business when they went on their little trip to Miami. It's Angela and Jessica both pushing Ghost and and Lulu into following their dream. But if episode 6 taught us anything, then Lulu is definitely someone who's stuck in this life. His conversation with Raquel just recently was key, and something that we needed to pay attention to, because Lulu didn't want Raquel to mess anything up by selling product at this big event that he was planning, because he didn't want this event to be somewhere where they did business. He wanted this to be clean with no trouble. And Raquel clearly wasn't happy that he was spending all this money setting everything up, because his money is her money, just like how Tasha wasn't happy with Ghost spending money on opening Truth. And Lulu can try and come out of the game as much as he wants, but there will always be something that will keep pulling him back in, and his siblings will be one of many reasons. Unique will be another. But looking at Raquel first, he's the go-to guy for Raquel to get shit done and get shit done right, and Raquel will have him on another mission in next week's episode, in episode 7. He's the masked man in the trailer that we saw, and he's going to be on a revenge mission for Raquel because of what Unique and his boys did to Scrappy. And the same can be said about Unique as well. He has the ability to pull Lulu back into the streets again. We saw Lulu do something which was completely against his character and against something that he believes in, and that was asking Unique for a favor by asking him to hold his boys back at causing any trouble at this event. And now he's going to owe Unique a favor at some point, and this one's definitely going to come back. Lulu told Jukebox that you should never owe anyone favors, because a favor is just a way of ending up under someone else's thumb, and at some point we're going to see Unique come calling, because at the end of the day, he stuck to what he said he was going to do. His boys didn't cause any trouble at the event. It was Lulu who was forced into starting a fight with the Brooklyn boys, so this favor that Lulu owes Unique is something that will always pull him back into the game, and I really wouldn't be surprised to see Unique and Lulu meeting again at some point over the next couple of episodes. So Unique and Lulu is definitely one to keep an eye on, and I do think that Lulu will feel that he's found a way out because of the news that broke yesterday of a few new cast members that are going to be joining in season 2. It tells us that Lulu is going to be heavily involved in the music business with Crown. We're going to see Omar Dorsey come in as Cartier Duns Farid, who's handsome, charismatic, overflowing with confidence, and always dressed to kill. Cartier sucks up all the oxygen in any room which he steps into. He has a vision for business, expanding into less crowded markets like DC and Baltimore, and even with other types of business like music and art. And this is someone who Lulu could very well be involved with because of his passion for music, with Duns having a music business. Ziza is also going to be making a name for herself with Lou and Crown's label business in season 2, and we already know that Lou is someone who will survive season 1, but he's someone that's going to be heavily involved in the music industry, and a lot more than he is this season. Similar to how Ghost came through in season 3 as a legit businessman, I really wouldn't be surprised to see Lulu start season 2 just solely focused on the music business, depending on what events take place in the last 4 episodes of this season. Because I do feel like a big turning point for his character will come, which will push him into the music business a lot more. I feel D-Wiz set him on his way, but something else will just push him even further away from the Thomas family business and organization. And if he does, then Marvin may well get his chance to prove his worth to the family and show Raquel what he can do, because he'll have to step up in Lou's place. That's all he's wanted from the beginning anyway, which is to feel valued and feel like they're treating him as an equal. But with Lou having one eye away from the game, similar to how Ghost did, I can't help but feel his fate is sealed one way or another. At some point I do think he'll be taken out, possibly by Kanan himself, who knows. I spoke about Jukebox yesterday in much more detail, and how Nicole becoming a drug addict could be the catalyst for her to turn to the street life even more, and Lou's death would just further push her into the life that we saw her live in Power, because Lulu is Jukebox's biggest supporter. So I do think Lulu's fate is sealed, but I do hope he's around for a while, because I do like his character, and he's someone I want to see more of, especially with next week with this scene, because as Kanan said, he's the guy to get shit done. But that's a rundown of Lulu's character and how similar his situation is to Ghost. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Can Lulu escape the drug game? Power has never done any happy endings, and we know pretty much all of Kanan's family will either end up dead or in jail at some point, because none of them were mentioned in Power except his mom's. But will Lulu escape the drug game, and will Raquel allow him to? Drop all your thoughts down below, and of course if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 3 and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.